So after you hear that clinking, what's the next thing you remember?
Next thing I remember is starting to see muzzle flashes. And by muzzle flashes, I mean the thing you see when a gun fires. You see kind of, and it'll be described as fireworks too by people who have never seen this before. But you'll see a flash, and it's like a burst of light that comes from the end of a gun when it's being fired.
Now, muzzle flashes is a kind of particular term. Do you have particular experience with firearms?
Yes, ma'am.
And what sort of experience with firearms do you have?
Overruled.
You can answer the question.
Okay, thank you. I went to Baghdad and have been in gunfire. I have seen it myself.
Why did you go to Baghdad?
Objection, relevance. Overruled.
I was in the military.
What branch of the military were you in?
Overruled.
Air Force.
And what sort of training and experience did the Air Force give you with firearms?
You have to qualify, and you have to make a certain amount of rounds into a target in a certain area in order to even go over to Baghdad. So you have to be proficient in weaponry.
And what type of weaponry did you have to be proficient in to go to Baghdad?
M16A2.
And did you meet your proficiency tests?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times did you have to qualify?
Objection, sustained.
So your experience with weapons in the Air Force was what you had known to be muzzle flashes in the Air Force consistent with what you saw in the theater that night?
Yes, ma'am.
So you see these muzzle flashes, and how would you describe the light of muzzle flashes?
The best way I can describe it so everyone could understand is when a camera flashes. That's the best way I can describe it. Just quick, just flash.
And where in the theater do you see those muzzle flashes coming from?
The right-hand side of the screen.
And closer to the front of the screen?
Yes, ma'am.